On today's Success Stories with Systeme.io, we sit down with Martin Boeddeker from findfocus.net, but also his new avenue with Systeme.io, which is clarityondemand.ai. Martin has already found success with Systeme.io. He's been with it since the very beginning, and he's been walking alongside it with each development, each upgrade, and he's ready to take on a new challenge with a brand new digital product, a book, and a clarity program that helps people get to actionable steps quicker and easier, getting rid of all the fluff and going straight to the heart of the issue, helping you visualize and meditate, and then actually do the work with his new approach with clarityondemand.ai. So, buckle up and get ready for this action packed, very value based interview with Martin as he talks about where he started, all the things that he learned along the way, how he's building not one, but multiple different businesses with his digital marketing, and what he projects to do next with his clarityondemand.ai program. Welcome back to another success story with Systeme.io. Today, we have the privilege of speaking with Martin Boeddeker, which is findfocus.net and clarityondemand.ai. And I can't wait to dive into those two. But before we dive in, I want to say a big thank you for jumping onto this interview and sharing all your systems and ideas with Systeme.io.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm super excited for this interview.
All right. So before we get started, I like for everyone to kind of share their summary or Cliff Notes version of how you got started with digital marketing. Like, were you a nurse? What was your background? Where'd you come from to come all the way to this digital platform and using this as your main platform?
Yeah, for me, it's been a really long journey, and I try to summarize it. Basically, I'm an engineer by training, studied industrial engineering and management here in Paderborn in Germany, and I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I bought some. Actually, it was even like during university times. Like a flatmate of mine, I had trouble in my relationship, and a flatmate of mine pirated a course from Ibn Pagan and told me, "Hey, Martin, watch that." And inside this course, which was called Main Transformation, like Ibn had a like really tiny slice about his online business. Ibn Pagan is one of the original gurus in the space, and from there, I went through this course and yeah, learned everything about digital marketing. Then I got a job essentially as an engineer working for a big German company, and which was actually a joint venture of the Russian Gazprom and a German company, BASF. And then when the Ukraine war started in 2014, I decided I had saved some money, and I wanted to become an entrepreneur. And that's when I created Find Focus. At that time, I partnered with another guy, a software developer, who just had a super basic website with a PayPal button, essentially, to sell his website and distraction blocker. And then things did not work out the way they wanted. So I started my own software company, replicating his software, which was just for Windows at that time, on a Mac. And the software did not sell as well as I expected to. And during that time, I bought another online course. Actually, was Brandon Bouchard, who was promoted by Mike Filsame and Andy Jenkins to other like super well known people in the online marketing space. Unfortunately, Andy is no longer among us, but Mike and Andy back in the day, they started Kartra, which is one of the competitors for Systeme.io, yeah, for System. And yeah, during that time, I got alpha access to Kartra. I realized I needed to make the transition from my business. I focused on SEO, which was actually where I got to know Aurelien Ormaker, the CEO of System. So because back in the day, System also grew a lot with SEO, and we were part of the same SEO community. So let me think about like where was I? Yeah, exactly. Like my sister, my software business was not working that well, and then I decided to make the transition, but I did not know what to do. And this is when I decided to host a big virtual online summit, the Pareto Sales and Marketing Summit. And this is where I interviewed a lot of like A-list speakers, people who are really well known in the funnel building space and online marketing space. I had people on there like Mike Koenigs and Jim Edwards, John Lee Dumas, Perry Marshall, and the founder Mike Filsame, obviously, and the CEO of Kartra at that time. And a lot of like Blake Nuba, a lot of people like from the ClickFunnels space and so forth. And after that, I decided to focus on affiliate marketing, turning my blog findfocus.net into from a blog focused on productivity advice and selling my software over to doing reviews for software like Kartra and ClickFunnels and Systeme.io. And then GrooveFunnels, Mike felt same software exploded during COVID, and I like that was the best time of my business, so to speak. And this offer got super popular in our circles, but unfortunately, the software remained kind of buggy. So they launched with a lifetime deal, and they never could get this recurring revenue model working. They're now trying to transition to it, but essentially their sales dropped, and so did mine as an affiliate. And then I decided, and this is where I got my reward to pivot. Because I was connected really well, I decided to start another software. Reselling business. Basically, what I sold was a product called Ads Made Free, which was at the time um, there's a lot of backstory I'm omitting. Like during my summit, my Facebook ad account got shut down. So I was able to like just sell via Facebook organic marketing, and the software was just a software that could send automatic messages on Facebook and so forth. And the problem and the reason why I then switched from like first from Kartra to GrooveFunnels, obviously because I wanted to have integrity, use the software I sold. But then I switched from GrooveFunnels to Systeme.io because it was just easier, and this is where I got the award essentially. um, then my sales again, like uh, I'm an SEO expert essentially. I like long form content and doing interviews like this, also as a host, like I did on the summit. So my heart was not really into the cause, but still after I switched to Systeme.io, I promoted the product to the GrooveFunnel audience and also using my network. But the webinar was not converting as well as I hoped, but it was still enough to be the number one ranked product in the Systeme.io marketplace. That was not Systeme.io or from the company. But unfortunately, I cannot brag with this anymore because Systeme shut down this marketplace. So I do not have any bragging rights to that anymore. But yeah, essentially, that was the story. And then when I noticed my sales were slowing down again with webinar, I was not converting. I decided to make the switch and try to leave the online marketing world completely. So I got and that was actually in the middle of last year, or in the beginning of last year. So I got a 9 to 5 job here at a local company. But then something happened that I did not really anticipate, because like I was not getting along with my boss that well, and they, like in Germany, you have a 6 month probation period for a 9 to 5 job, and then in the last month they told me, or she told me basically, Martin, this is not working out. You gotta leave the company. And then the roller coaster continued, and I ended up. Like actually, there were some huge changes at Groove Digital, because they got a new CEO, John Conetta, and just a few weeks before I even realized I was let go from the company. I did not expect that. I reached out to him, offered some help, just like how I saw the company, and basically John took over from Mike. I will not go into the details, but long story short is, yeah, Mike stepped down as CEO. John became CEO of that company, and then 2 months in, I started working there because I lost my job, and it was just like, hey, I'm free now. Do you have a job? And so he told me, yeah, like you know more about the company than I do, and I had a job. And then, unfortunately, 2 months in, John got super sick. He had an appendix rupture. He barely survived, and he said, I've had it all." And then he stepped down as CEO. Mike Filsame came back in, and yeah, did some restructuring of the company, and then I got let go. And there I was once again not knowing what to do, not like how to progress forward, and that's where the idea for Clarity on Demand came up. Basically, it's based on this book, The Lazy Man's Way to Riches. You probably have not seen it, but it's and most people do not really know this book. But it was on Gary Halbert, one of the most famous copywriters of all times, required reading list. And this book sold 3 million copies in the 70s without ever hitting a bookstore. Like that was pre Amazon, pre everything. And it's basically a Bible for direct response marketing. And what I really liked about this book was that it was all like the first half was all about personal development, visualization, and goal setting. And I had this book for a couple of years, but in the meantime, AI came around, and then I did the exercise in the book with the help of AI. And I found this so helpful to create a new vision for my business, for my company, for everything, for how I wanted my life to be, that I decided to write my own version of this. I had some so I repackaged some things I've learned from my coach, like who was a former Tony Robbins coach, and
Mhm.
Tony Robbins frameworks, combined it with AI, and on the basis of this book, and that became Clarity on Demand, which is now clarityondemand.ai. And at the same time, I also revived findfocus.net, doing reviews for yeah, selling webinar courses and other personal development courses using my network. And fortunately, some of these offers converted really well. And yeah, that's essentially where I am right now. The book is ready. I get some occasional sales. Like I've set everything up on Systeme.io using a template from Alan Solchanek and Nothing Held Back, which is like a really structured template um, for selling books or low ticket offers. And yeah, I've built everything on Systeme.io. And like even today, I spent the whole day inside there and also doing a side project for someone that reached out to me like, hey, Martin, I want to build this website. Can you do this for me? It was not quite that, but I pitched him on like, hey, you should not build your website on that platform. Systeme.io is so much better. And then I
Yeah.
to do the project for him. So that's something I do on the side to also pay my bills. So I hope
Oh.
this gives you enough of a backstory to
Yeah. Yeah, you were right. Yeah. Before we jumped on, you were like, there's a lot that we can unpack. And you unpacked all of that. That is quite the story. So, from the get go, industrial engineer. My husband's actually an industrial engineer as well. So, I understand a little bit of that world. So, lean manufacturing and working in that warehousing and manufacturing of products. So, and he goes to work every single day. If the freedom that you were able to create with one course way back then has now led you down this trajectory of being able to speak into so many different avenues and lives. And then all those little touch points of people, big names, by the way, being able to interact and glean such wisdom from so many different people, being able to come back from obstacles or failures where the world would say, oh, you should give up. But you said, no, there's something here. There's a gold mine underneath it, and learning from each of those. And so let's kind of like jump in before the clarity on demand. So first you had that findfocus.net. It was productivity, but then it shifted So shifting your niche and turning it into an affiliate review platform, is that what that is now?
Yeah, exactly, and this is still like one of the things, and something everyone can take away from this, that I've learned from Stephen Hilgard, who's yeah, my coach. Like, he was one of the national trainers for Tony Robbins, and he had this framework of like whenever he does consulting, like, he wants to share all his frameworks with companies and the people that he works with as well. But typically he says there's only three things that you should be asking, is like, what worked in the past, and that we are not doing anymore, let's do that again. What is working right now, let's do more of that. And what are we doing currently that is not working, quit doing that. And if you apply this formula, like, you like, that's already makes you an amazing consultant, essentially. And this is what I did with findfocus.net this year, reviving my affiliate blog, not focusing on one software, which was Groove, which was probably responsible for 80 to 90% of my income at that time, but doing this for many different courses and software products, and just putting in the work. And that's something I realized over the years as well. And especially for people who are really in this online marketing space, in the end, like building a business is really doing the boring, the repetitive stuff better, and building your own systems, and funnels, and basically creating some kind of efficiency for other people, and created to find a gap, close that gap better than everyone else. And that is essentially what you're charging for.
Yeah, that lean manufacturing right there, like finding that gap, closing the gap, being as efficient as possible. And so, before we talk about clarity on demand, and so at one point you were pushing one affiliate links primarily. You said 80 to 90% of your like income and revenue, but then you transitioned during this time, in your life. And so now you talk about different ones because I saw that, I saw that there was a lot of blog posts on one specific product. And then recently there's a lot of different ones, which I appreciate because I like it when someone like you can break it down and give me the nuts and bolts. I really love the one that you did on Systeme.io. And so that blog post specifically is able to kind of funnel people to your affiliate link and create that income as well, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that I find that works really well for me, because is essentially SEO traffic is declining, but having this combination of writing this in-depth blog post, because I'm a German, I'm like logically minded, and I want to know before I buy any kind of product. Yeah, like, is it actually worth it? Is it good? What can I expect? And then typically, for especially for the products I have experience with, what I like to do is also to create YouTube videos around this. So you have the written version of this, and the my experience, and me sharing this experience in an authentic way through a video. Then like that creates a lot of trust. So people are more inclined to buy with my recommendation, and with my affiliate link. And then for some products, I add a bonus. I still have to create this for Systeme.io, but add a bonus on top. And that's how SEO driven affiliate marketing works. And I think like Systeme.io, like I still have plans. Maybe I'll do something similar for this software in German, and launch another blog promoting it in German, because I think, and we're recording this close to Black Friday, and Systeme.io. And basically this year I did not buy a single Black Friday deal, because I have all the technology that I need with Systeme, and yeah, maybe a YouTube recording software like Riverside that we're recording on right now, on and an editing program, and one graphic program. That's essentially all you need, and one AI product like Gemini or something like this. But that's essentially the core tech stack that everyone needs. And then it's really about finding the right customers that you can serve.
Oh, I love that. I love that you talked about a core tech stack. As a digital techie person, I'm constantly explaining like my tech stack. And so you really, that's the nuts and bolts of what you need, right? System.io really answers a lot of questions for people instead of trying to duct tape it together with different little pieces or zapping it together. And then you're not able to actually see that clean dashboard that's on the back end that creates that efficiency. So I if you don't mind. I'd love to sit in SEO real quick because you said it's on the decline. What are you doing to combat that with SEO, especially when you're building a new product from scratch? How are you going to run traffic there with SEO on the decline?
Like this, like everything, like there's a lot of nuance to everything. And what I'm doing right now, because my website with Find Focus is like older than a decade, I have a different advantage that somebody who just relies on a System.io and its blogging functionality. And my findfocus.net is still, for example, on WordPress with all the plugins, because that's yeah, like really built for SEO. But in general, like I think you have to pick one avenue and then stick to it. And this is what I'm like and affiliate marketing and things like this is different from building a brand for your yoga coaching business, or like something different. So every little niche and every niche has its specifics. And for example, when I ran my Find Focus software, something that I should have done is build a high ticket coaching software business, teaching other people how to use the existing software of my former partner. And instead of trying to develop my own software, essentially, but I did not know that at the time. So some things just come with the experience that you're building. And now I'm just trying to avoid the mistakes that I've made in the past and really learn from my mistakes. And one of the things is you really have to stick and get really like stick with something long enough until you actually get good. It's the same like if you like someone who's super famous for social media marketing is Alex Hermosi. And his first, like when he got started, like he just recorded lots of videos in his closet with his shirt, and like it was a volume game until he actually got really good, until he added a team and things like this. And that's the kind of route everyone has to go through in one way or the other.
Yeah. And so you're saying pick one thing and go all in. So are you saying that you're going to do like a social media, like going in on one thing in particular as you push people to the clarity on demand, like a YouTube funnel or maybe a social media, Instagram funnel? Are you going to go the Alex Hermosi route?
Probably not. Like I basically have splitted my business right now into two different like businesses. One is the SEO side, affiliate marketing, and the other side probably that I will be using System.io for is this low ticket funnel, with the idea that you sell a high value low ticket offer. For me, it might not even be clarity on demand, because it's one thing that I'm like suspecting is that I want to have something when people browse Facebook and see an advertisement. So I'm currently working on something called the one page clarity system, which is a drilled down version of the system that I teach, which is like, or like in clarity on demand, I describe like how to build this complete life vision and have a vision for every area of your life, and having this, well, then breaking it down into yearly plan and 90-day sprint, back to the day. But like for a low ticket product, it's more like, hey, here's the system that I use when and I developed this when I was like facing a personal crisis as well. Like I asked myself, like, I do not even have the energy to implement the own system that I envisioned. What is a drilled down version of this? So it always came back to solving my own problem and figuring that out, and then turning that into a product. And I think and then the names obviously are super important as well, especially for if you're charging money up front. I think that's also to give some perspective of the current market sphere. So what I'm seeing currently is like people have huge success with either doing YouTube long form, building this audience on YouTube, not SEO based, but interest based, solving a specific problem, and then offering like help with the implementation. We are a community or we are one-on-one coaching. And the other model that I'm seeing is almost the same, but in this case, you're selling a low ticket product, something from $5 to $27 on the front end, and then have one or two upsells, and then try to convert these people into some high ticket coaching offers. And that's it depends on your resources, like how much time and what do you like actually. Do you have time? Then definitely YouTube is very feasible. But if you're still working full time and you want to get some traction, going the low ticket route and buying eyeballs and attention might be the way to go. And probably when you're starting out, when I'm starting out, you do not have an audience. You have to start somewhere, and then you just have to consistently keep doing it, because all the success stories, the highlight reels from social media, all the promises that we see in the marketing newsletters we are subscribed to, they are not representing the reality for most people. Like even for the big guys, they are struggling. They need to pivot a couple of times. Most of the people that I um, connect with, they are pivoting, they are staying on top of their game. It's not just build something and sell it forever. And I think that's also why we're seeing this rise of communities and platforms like school
Yeah,
and things like this. So because AI is also changing the game.
the
And
game.
one
Yeah.
thing and practical framework, or the way I explain it, is called relate, repeat, results. That's my own framework. It's from a book called Change or Die. But essentially, what I'm saying and what I'm seeing is that we need to relate to someone. And then this leader, mentor, coach, however you want to call it, they tell us what to do, like the steps we need to repeat. And when we repeat these steps, then we at some point we will get the results that we want. And that's the way human change or changing behavior works. Essentially, what's been proven, like from anonymous alcoholics, or like what it's called, 12-step programs or things like this. But it's typically always we need someone real, some not an AI avatar or somebody, but somebody that relates, that we can relate to, that shares some of our backstory, or maybe is from the same region, or has had a similar experience, something that relates to. And then we say like, yeah, this is someone I trust. And then we listen to this advice. And I see this a lot in the fitness world, for example. Like we all know what to do to get in shape, to live healthy, more or less, and all these things work. But it's suddenly like we hear something for the 121 time, or 21st time, and then we actually do the things, and then we get the results, and then we get into shape.
Yeah. And so the three R's, it was relate, repeat, results. Was
Yeah,
it so
exactly.
the
That's the
okay.
framework. So
Yeah. And
I like
so
that a lot.
yeah, I love alliteration. I love the R's. I love being able to attach it to something that helps me remember. And so I do believe in that relatability as well. And so we had to find focus, and we've moved from there to this clarity on demand. So before we do that, the a reward that you got for Systeme.io, you said it was something that you were selling in the marketplace. Now, was that having to do with defined focus, or is that with your new clarity on demand or your book? Like, what was it that allowed you to get that that nice plaque behind your head over there?
That was like I created a webinar, a business opportunity webinar, where I was selling organic Facebook marketing software, but I closed down that product line. And one thing that I also want to get away, like, because there's a lot of like people on Systeme.io, like some of the things that I'm most proud of is the actual money that does not even show in my Systeme.io statistics or something like this, but charging a lot of money, working with real business owners, by getting by making helping them making the switch to Systeme.io. So for example, and this makes a great story as well, because I did the website, basically I got free tax advice essentially for building the website for my tax accountant's wife, essentially. But essentially, I told to him like a barter deal. Hey, I will get you to Systeme.io and do all the tech work for you, or for your wife in this case, which is a beekeeping business. And
Ooh.
and then like in return, you help me with my taxes and straighten everything out after my roller coaster and things like that. And that worked out really well. And what I did, and I think this is one of the most undersold values that, or like services that Systeme.io had, because he already had a website, but it was somehow hard coded. So whenever you even wanted to say change some text, like he had to hire an actual developer to update
Oh
their
no.
like their website. And then basically what I did, like I told him like, hey, use Systeme.io, and then we will mail their support, and they will completely rebuild the website for you, for us essentially. And then we can make changes, and you have a much easier system, or like website, and we can make changes super simple. And I think that's one of the and if you do that often enough, like also your affiliate commissions will stack, because the system is so affordable that nobody will switch to a different website builder or WordPress website or something like this, if they are just getting everything for about $200 per year or something like this, for less than $20 per month. It's not even like, it's not even a cost you would consider. So they will basically, and I think that's also part of the success with System, is like once people switch to the platform, they will just stay forever, because it's such a pain of switching websites. And the so that's one of the biggest business opportunities I see for everyone. Just like look out for who has a website, tell them like, hey, switch from WordPress or what you have right now to System, and you never have to worry about security updates. You will always get the latest technology, and they will even build the website for you, so you do not even have to do anything. You just have to talk to people, or you can even charge a markup for letting
Mhm.
the Systeme.io support build this for you. So I think that's definitely one of the most underutilized services that you get with System.
Yeah, that's definitely an unsung opportunity that people are doing. We have interviewed a couple of people who are doing that. Their help, their whole business is based on moving people to System.io or building their new business on System.io. And for service providers who really just want to hyper focus in on what they want to do for their, clients, they don't need all the bells and whistles. I need a business card online. That's it,
Yeah.
and connect. And, System.io does that very well. And so there's a lot of opportunity for people to be able to do that. So that's a whole nother leg of income and revenue that you're able to do. So that business has, closed that organic Facebook ads. And so now let's transition into what you're building now. Now you said you wrote a book, you repackaged, the concept of that book that you shared earlier. Now, can you talk about how AI and like what you're building on System.io looks like today, and kind of like what is the trajectory of your business now? Because you have so many opportunities. You've
Yeah.
learned so much.
And
I'd like to
that's
know
also
what.
part of my problem. And for example, like I'm also building a website for a strategy consultant in the Netherlands right now on System.io, and I spent the whole day inside the system. And it's always about like really narrowing your focus and do more of that. So that's essentially what I'm doing. So with clarity on demand, it's really like to talk a little bit about the framework, because it's so important for everyone. It's and what I did there is quite interesting, because in marketing you learn this, that you should have some kind of a customer avatar doing that. And even Pagan had a saying like, if you can describe the problems of your avatar better than they can describe it for themselves, they unconsciously always assume you have the solution. And when it comes to visualization, I often had this problem that things were I kind of knew the direction, but I did not have this emotional connection to my own vision. So and sometimes it's just like small little tweaks that make a huge difference in the way you word something. And through my knowledge, I have a lot of like copywriting knowledge over time, and so I have this prompt for symptomatic messaging that means like to make an experience that we have, maybe like fear, to make it really tangible. Because something else I've learned from Eben was it's like it's especially if we know a lot, like people want freedom, but what does freedom really mean in a way that we can describe it? Is it maybe for some it's lying on the beach and hearing the sea and with your laptop on your lap or something like this? But we really want to have like this: how does this feel, how does this look like, what kind of sensory sensations do you have inside and outside? So how do you feel on the inside and outside? And if you turn that into a vision and really focus it on your future, then you have suddenly something that's super motivating. And then inside the book, I've also learned about like how to transition these visualizations, which are super detailed, then into specific phrases, so you can relive these like have these affirmations essentially, but they are now grounded in a super detailed vision. And then you listen to them in the morning and in the evening, and then your vision constantly stays on top of your mind. And if you have that, then you can break it down into action steps and do the typical time management things, project planning and everything. But once you have the vision and have this motivation to move forward, then you suddenly have the motivation to get up at 5:30 a.m. to put in the work, to put in the extra hours. You do not need a website blocker as much as you used to, or you're voluntarily like you're not cheating on it anymore, things like that. And it's really all about creating this alignment. And when you're aligned with your goals, like then also you see opportunities that you might have not seen before, or like you take action that you have not taken before. And then like slowly you can rebuild your life
Yeah.
like from a place of crisis.
So, okay, so this uh is there some AI built into this? Because I'd like to do like kind of a visualization to kind of see this played out for anyone who's interested, someone like me. Is there AI practical steps for that, the results base, the being able to put this into a time management plan for someone who perhaps wants to get up at 5:30?
Like yeah, like I describe, and this is basically the way funnels work these days, especially low ticket funnels. Like in the first front end product, you basically give away everything, explain how it works, just like I explained in this interview. And then one of the upsells is basically getting the specific prompts and instructions, so you can copy paste these prompts into ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, so you can have the outcome yourself. And then later they are like, and if people do not want to do it themselves, they want real coaching, that's then the high ticket upsell. And then there will be a community, like a lower ticket continuity program built into this, and an opportunity to work with me one-on-one for people like who know, like I'm just going through a major transition, I really do not have the clarity, and they are willing to pay like $5,000 or something like this, or even more, for one-on-one help. Because in the end, with AI, like you can get a lot. Really really far, but sometimes we still have blind spots where we need someone to tell us, yeah, like the whole direction you're going is wrong, or you're missing this critical piece that the AI missed. And I think this is a general trend with AI as well. Like AI can get things 90-95% right, but we still need the experts who can spot the 5% that's wrong immediately. And these are the people who are well paid and remain yeah, in demand.
Yeah, we need that human aspect, real, tangible. I can see you. I see the pitfalls. I've experienced it. This is known to be successful because AI has a tendency to give you what you want. It can, read through that language. Sometimes if I put something in, it will pet my ego and it'll be like, "You're right." And I'm like, "No, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. Why'd you say I was right?" And then it's like, "Oh yeah, you're totally wrong." And I'm like, I fed that to you too. And so we can have too much of a bias sometimes built into some of these AIs because they start following our persona that we've already put into it. So having a human external factor is very important. So I really see the benefit of that high level as well. And so I am interested in how much of this is actually built, how much is available, and all of this will be built on Systeme.io. So you've already got your funnel, your upsells, your
Yeah,
email list build.
currently, what I have is the book is available and people can buy it. I think currently it's $17, and then there's an upsell for a live workshop that I did where I did show the prompting and things like this. These things have to be a little bit more polished up and before I run ads and things like this. But the system is working, and I reply to all the inquiries from customers and things like this. So I'm still like in so the front end is done, the one workshop is there, and then it's really about refining it and getting more experience talking to people, and then pouring gas on it with paid ads. And this is when I will probably also look into like if I'm spending a lot of money on getting traffic and it's not like it's not converting, and then people not seeing results. Like if they're not seeing results, like something is off, because typically they should get the same results with when they buy the things and would do them themselves. They should get the results, but they should get more and faster results if they have this human element inside the community, or we are one-on-one coaching. And that's essentially the business model works. And afterwards it's just essentially it comes down to economics of your business. A lot of people like really they give up too early, or they do not really know how the numbers played out, because especially if you see the big gurus like with email lists of 10, 20, 30, 100,000 people, like even they only make like 1 or 2% conversion, or even less oftentimes. And then it's just like presenting the different offer from a different angle, or packaging it up a little bit, dress it up, and then it's really about this consistency and optimizing. And but we all have to start somewhere, so that's
Yeah.
the game. That's how this works essentially.
Okay. Yeah. So, and while you're doing that, the affiliate Find Focus is still running the engine. It's still helping you pay the bills. You're still learning while you're building this other thing, and then doing a little trial and error, figuring it out, refining it, looking at how you can make sure that other people are getting those results. And
And
so,
one thing that I also like is I can like when I review software like System, or like any other funnel builder or competitor, basically I can say like I'm not just reviewing the software, but I'm also using it for my other business. So I'm actually living what I'm teaching, and I'm using this Facebook ad software from Boeddeker, and I'm using this other software for my video thumbnail, and this other software for my videos. And like now I'm testing this software, and I think this one is better because of that. Or maybe this software is better if you're looking for, I don't know, website speed or things like this, or if you want to have like a community and your business is mainly YouTube and community, then yeah, you probably do not even need System, because school will be enough for this kind of funnel. And there's a lot of like in the end, and this is something that I really like, a video like from Andy Jenkins. In the end, like they all this technology, they all can build websites, they all can send email, the software if it's for email sending, they all can tie payments. And the difference is not that big of my compared to a mobile phone. Like the difference between an iPhone and an Android phone is oftentimes not that big. And oftentimes like a cheaper model, like you can have the same phone calls with somebody, then or like the phone calls will be the same whether you're having a $1,000 phone or a 100 or $200 phone. And a lot of this is true with System.io. And one thing, yesterday I was on a online networking event with a lot of people, and one thing I see is also that more and more people realize, and like even people who are well connected with the Russell Brunsons of this world, like they're making the switch to System.io because it has everything they need. And um they yeah like this is something I see more and more. And for example, in the Nothing Held Back group, like where I got the template for my book funnel, they had like System.io, ClickFunnels, Go High Level, and a WordPress solution or something. And so, but why would you pay 5 times more than for a similar solution? And yeah, the only thing that I did not like about System.io as an affiliate was it was so cheap that it's really hard to stack up the numbers, at least for paid advertising.
Yeah. I, yeah, it's like, wait, you have to hit such a high quantity to make it worthwhile, but at the same time, that's a selling point. So once you get your people in, or I feel like you're going to really be able to capitalize on that now that you're not pigeonholed to one specific funnel system and you're trying to do all of them. I can see you really doing well with that. So as we land the plane here, I'm interested in your thoughts on what is the gift that this digital entrepreneurship has given you.
um like the main thing is really doing having the freedom to get up when I want. Like in this case, I have to get the kids to school and make breakfast and things like this. But it's really about the freedom. Like I'm working from home. I can, like, I'm living in a rural part of Germany and really taking a forest walk in the middle of the day, scheduling the calls when I want, and having deep work when I want. And like it's really about this freedom lifestyle. Like it's not as easy as the gurus make it look, and the business opportunities and each offers, like all of like no matter what strategy you're using, they all work to some degree and in some niche, but they all require much more work than what people sell you. And that's just the way it is. But if you follow this route and you stick with it, then it can provide a tremendous amount of freedom.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I love this digital nomad life that I'm able to work when I want. So I think that's going to resonate with a lot of people. Now, if you could describe System.io in one word or one sentence, how would you describe it?
It has everything you need, but not much more. So
Yeah.
one thing I found with System.io after I switched from Kartra was like with System.io, and which I really liked, is oftentimes it's just a hard yes or a hard no. Like I want to do this. Is this possible? Yes or no. Like it's really clear cut. So it really has everything that you need. But like I also found it got me focus on the basics. For example, like otherwise, like sometimes I was really like trying to set up a complicated webinar funnel, and with System.io it was just like, yeah, I'm sending this email now because there's not that much I can do with the builder or things like this. And I probably some people would agree, because you can do a lot of different things and amazing things with System.io. But for me it was always like, for an all-in-one platform, they are all pretty complex, but System.io is really the easiest one to use and the most like budget friendly as well. So it's like the best value for money, probably another way to describe it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And for someone like me who has shiny object syndrome, if I'm like, ooh, I can do this. System.io is kind of like, stay in the lines. This is the only thing you can do, but it helps me stay focused because I have ADHD and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, look over there. So
And
speaking
it's
of
still
ADHD,
like from I talked to Aureline as well, and like it's also on purpose. Like that's part of the core business philosophy. Like they are, and what I like about it as well, like they having this constant Kaizen approach. There will be currently I'm thinking they're working on a major update, but typically what you see is like Aurelien, like every week, every 2 weeks, there's a new feature added, oftentimes a little often requested features, and they are just continue building the platform. And it's like also because of this approach, it's also one of the most stable platforms out there, and which I like as well.
Yeah, it's not buggy like that other one you were talking about, you know. And like you said, the founder and the creator, Aurelian, he works really hard and he's very focused and he has touch points with his community, which I love. You know, you being able to still be in contact with him. He really cares about what he's building and keeps it streamlined on purpose, like you said. That's another selling point that it, people like me with ADHD who have a million ideas, it's like, no, this is it. Just get it done.
Yeah,
So with that
and the
being
business
said,
model is stable, and they are just like they're really, and this is something you see with a lot of successful people. They're staying in their line. They're not just trying to run like I do not even know if they're running paid advertisement campaigns or things like this, but it's really like system just grows by word of mouth and just by having a really great software at an affordable price, and that's their niche, and this is what they excel in. And yeah, I like it a lot.
so for someone who's probably listening right now, has a million ideas, has been thinking about doing this, what would you say to them to get them to push go, to sign up with Systeme.io and put their idea online? Like, what is that procrastination barrier that you would help them push through? Like, what would you say to them?
Actually, like the technology matters way less than you think. Like even a basic opt-in page with a lead magnet and then regular emails will get you much more, because when you're just building a funnel or business, nobody cares about you, nobody is interested. It's not like people are just magically appear. And what I see in a lot of business is really just like business in the offline world. Like if you're selling a high ticket coaching product, like you still probably have to get with people on a call, or like even these kind of products are often sold like these days not via like super fancy funnel, but with a Google document or something like this. So really know what you're optimizing for. And one thing that I've learned during the summit is also something I think that a lot of people can resonate with. And this is asking yourself, are you doing this to help your customer? Adding like making the website look better, or adding another feature or things like this. Are you doing this for the customer, or are you doing this for yourself to make yourself look good? And typically you can get rid of like a huge percentage of work, especially the last 5 to 10%, because you're doing that to make yourself look good, and the customer does not actually care. So try to spot where you're procrastinating, or where fear is holding you back, and ditch that and really focus on helping the customers. And this is I think one of the best advice and one of the best learnings I've had in my online marketing journey.
I love that. Now, as we, you know, close out this interview, is that perhaps something that you would help people work through in the clarity on demand or through the book? You know, someone like me who procrastinates and overthinks. If I wanted to work with you, how would I find you, and what can I expect to get if I went to your websites?
Yeah, okay. So on findfocus.net, like that is a typical affiliate review. So I like when I write these, like I rave about almost every product that I promote there, because it's just part of the business model and the way SEO works. But with Clarity on Demand, it's different. Like there is the book, I put my heart and soul into it, and like I even share the story that we did not get into the backstory, but the first story of the book was really like how my father committed suicide because he was not able to live the life that he wanted. And even though the book was written a lot with AI and things like this, but I really wanted to share a story that goes deep, where people like write like they know it's not a shiny object a book like putting together with AI in a weekend or something, but sharing the real story. And yeah, definitely like reach out to me. I'm still building this. You can sign up for my email newsletter. I like not sending them out as often, but I that's also on purpose. Like if I do not have to, I feel I do not have to talk about something, that I'm rather not sending an email than just sending out fluff or something like this. So I often get a lot of praise for my newsletter. And you can sign up for that if you go to Clarity on Demand AI as well. So yeah, definitely go there, sign up for my newsletter, read, get the book. It's really great. And then if you have any implementation questions or want to go further, just reach out to me directly. I'm available on typically mostly on Facebook still, and via email.
Martin, thank you for sharing that, and my condolences. Yeah, that happened, and now you're living out in that legacy of rebuilding that and that restoration. And I'm sure that's going to resonate with a lot of people who want to live in that freedom that you spoke about earlier. So thank you for sharing your heart and also creating a solution and an opportunity for other people to live that out, to live on the other side of that. So thank you. I appreciate your time, and thank you for coming on to the interview.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right. So thank you for joining us for another success story with Systeme.io. And until next time, keep creating.